Okay, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to explore the profound and I think often overlooked powers hidden inside one of the Quran's most significant chapters, Surah Al-Imran. We're going to unpack an interpretation that presents it as, well, nothing less than a blueprint for your life, your health, and even your sustenance. So, pretty much everyone who's familiar with the Quran knows about the incredible power of Surah Al-Baqarah, right? It's famous. It's seen as this spiritual fortress, an amazing source of blessing and protection. You could say it's the go-to for a major spiritual reset. But is that really the whole story? What if that incredible power, as potent as it is really only one half of a much, much bigger spiritual equation? What if activating that power is just step one, and you actually need another chapter to keep it going? I love this metaphor for understanding the relationship. Think of a device, maybe your phone, with a completely dead battery. Surah Al-Baqarah is like the defibrillator. It gives that powerful, life-giving shock needed to restart a heart. But Al-Imran, that's the charger you plug it into afterwards. It provides the continuous, sustaining recharge to keep that device running. One revives, the other sustains. It's a two-part system. So, how exactly does this spiritual recharging work? Well, this interpretation suggests the secret is found in a very unique Quranic architecture. Even the name of the surah itself, Al-Imran, hints at this idea of construction, of building something up. And that brings us to this incredible concept, the Alif Lam Mim architecture. Now, you know these mystical letters, they introduce 6 very specific surahs, and that includes both Al-Baqarah and Al-Imran. In this view, they aren't just letters, they represent a compressed, super dense block of spiritual energy, almost like a divine battery pack, specifically designed to recharge human life. And this just lays it out perfectly. You see the 2-stage process right here. Al-Baqarah does the heavy lifting of revival. It brings your spiritual life back from the edge. But then, Al-Imran steps in for the long haul, for the sustenance. It takes that revived energy and builds on it, makes it last. Okay, so this idea of sustenance builds into one of the most remarkable claims you'll hear about the surah, its direct connection to extending life itself. We're talking about longevity. The primary evidence for this is presented right here, in this powerful statement from Jesus within the surah. I mean, think about it. The act of reviving the dead is the ultimate extension of life, and it's a miracle that's explicitly highlighted in these verses. Now get this, the argument is that the rarity of this phrase is absolutely not a coincidence. The fact that this specific power, reviving the dead, only shows up connected to Jesus' miracles in these 2 surahs, well, it suggests that these chapters specifically hold the spiritual keys to renewing life. And according to this view, that makes them the most effective tools for prolonging one's lifespan. But it doesn't stop at just longevity. This interpretation takes the surah's power and extends it deep into the world of healing, particularly for those illnesses that modern medicine really struggles with. And once again, a verse about the miracles of Jesus is the foundation. But here's the twist. In this view, the full power of the verse is only really unlocked when you reinterpret 2 key Arabic terms, moving beyond their traditional meanings. Just look at this expansion. It's a total game changer. Al-Akma, which we've traditionally understood as the blind, is reinterpreted to mean all chronic internal diseases where an organ's main function just fails. Think diabetes, kidney failure, things like that. And Al-Abras, the leper, is seen as representing the entire category of neurological and autoimmune disorders, from allergies to autism to nerve conditions. All of a sudden, the scope just explodes from 2 specific ancient ailments to huge categories of modern diseases. So, what we're seeing here are 3 foundational powers that emerge from this interpretation, and they all reflect the miracles of Jesus, who is often called the jewel of the family of Imran. This framework really positions the surah as being uniquely effective in healing even the most stubborn and difficult diseases. Okay, so for our final point, let's explore how the surah impacts our most immediate environment, our homes, our families, and our daily provision. How does it make sure a family is sustained? This scene with Mary, the daughter of Imran, is absolutely central to the argument. Her guardian, Zechariah, keeps coming in and finding her with food, with sustenance that he knows for a fact he didn't provide. This very specific miracle of provision from an unseen source, it only appears right here, in this surah. And that's the crucial point. Because this story is unique to this chapter, it creates a spiritual link between the entire surah and the specific blessing. The argument goes that if you engage with this surah regularly, you can attract that same grace, receiving provision from totally unexpected sources, which brings a deep sense of security to your home. So let's just pull it all together. The key takeaway from this whole perspective is that Surah Al-Imran isn't just a chapter you read. It's presented as a complete spiritual toolkit. It's a blueprint for boosting your longevity, for deep and profound healing, and for securing the sustenance for you and your family.
And really, that leaves us with one final big question. If this one interpretation can open up such a profound and practical understanding of just one chapter, what other secrets are just waiting for us, hidden in plain sight within these sacred verses?